On World News tonight, the fighting picks up in Iraq. The weather is better. U.S. forces struggle with Iraq's paramilitaries. Ted Koppel tonight on what tomorrow may hold. A lot of Iraqis headed their way. The wounded soldiers tell their stories today. Were they fighting soldiers or civilians? And watching the war from the Arab world, where many people think Iraq is winning. We'll take a closer look.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to begin with what we know of the battlefield, which is certainly not everything. There's a lot of second-guessing in the media about the invasion's rate of progress. The Bush administration says U.S. forces are ahead of schedule, and they have gone across a lot of Iraq at an extraordinary speed, but in some places the war is grinding, and in some cases very nasty. In south-central Iraq, around Karbala and Al-Qut, where the weather is better today, the U.S. is fighting a mixed bag of Iraqis, army, some Republican Guard, and some paramilitary, civilians basically organized as military. The 101st Airborne Unit is finally in the country. They came up from Kuwait, and they will be positioned so they can participate in the fight for Baghdad. In northeastern Iraq, 1,000 paratroopers are now on the ground after arriving by air last night. 30 Marines were wounded in combat today that we know of. 14 Marines are missing in south-central Iraq. And central Baghdad was bombed again today, as were positions on the southern outskirts of the city. Several sources in the city tell us today that the bombing is so intense and so loud that civilians are desperately frightened. The Iraqi government released a new picture of Saddam Hussein today, meeting with his younger son Qusay and some members of the ruling party. We cannot tell you when it was taken. And on the political front here today, the president met with the British Prime Minister at Camp David. Mr. Bush said after their meeting they are in this for the long haul.
However long it takes to win, however long it takes to achieve our objective, Saddam Hussein will be removed no matter how long it takes.
And now for the campaign in greater detail, we go to ABC's John McCarthy at the Pentagon. John?
Peter, some of the American forces are now within just a few miles of the toughest Iraqi Republican Guard division. Their nearest city named Karbala, which is 60 miles from Baghdad. And U.S. officials are saying that they are bracing for a fight, a big one, and it could come as early as tonight.
The weather began to clear, airstrikes intensified. Morale picked up, so did the fighting throughout southern Iraq. Every place they go, U.S. and British forces are being attacked, usually by small, well-armed units of Saddam Hussein's most loyal irregular forces.
Some military vehicles attempting to run roadblocks, infiltrate in and around positions. It's been virtually constant contact for the past 48 hours.
After 1 week, U.S. and Britain now have more than 100,000 troops inside Iraq, strung out over 250 miles.
I think it would be fair to describe our forces there as sufficient in the front and thin in the rear.
Critics in Congress charge the administration did not send enough troops. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs today disagreed.
I think our men and women have everything they need to prosecute our effort in Iraq.
Around the city of Najaf today, there was a major battle. One American self-propelled howitzer misfired and the whole gun went up in flames.